The first sign that something wasn't right wasn't the crowd, it was the silence between chants. Washington, D.C. had seen protests before, thousands of them, but this one felt different. The banners read, "No Kings," bold black letters bleeding into red, carried by people who looked less like activists and more like witnesses, not to something political, but something unfinished. Among them was Elias Vance, a freelance journalist who had built his reputation chasing unrest across continents. He came expecting slogans, speeches, and maybe a few arrests, but what he found instead was something colder, something organized in a way protests usually weren't. The march didn't move like chaos, it moved like memory. And every few minutes the crowd would pause, as if listening to something no one else could hear. By the time the protest reached the Capitol perimeter, the tone shifted. A woman near Elias whispered, "It started in Iran." Not loudly, not dramatically, just certain. Others repeated it, not as a chant, but as a fact. Iran. War. A phrase began circulating through the crowd like a virus. We marched because they couldn't. Elias started recording, but every time he played it back, parts of the audio were distorted, words missing, replaced by low-frequency hums that made his chest tighten. He wasn't superstitious, but something about this felt engineered, not by governments, but something that understood people, understood fear. 3 days later, the same protest appeared in St. Paul. No official organizers, no clear communication, yet thousands showed up again. Same signs, same phrases, same eerie synchronization. Elias flew out to cover it, expecting to expose a hidden network behind the movement. Instead, he found something far worse. The people marching weren't connected online. They hadn't coordinated. Many claimed they just felt compelled to come. One man said he woke up with the words "No Kings" written in his notebook. He didn't remember writing them. A teenage girl described dreams of crowded streets, distant sirens, and shadows moving against the direction of light. And every single person mentioned Iran, not politically, but like it was the origin of something they couldn't name. That night, Elias reviewed footage from both cities. He slowed it down, frame by frame. That's when he saw it. In the background, barely visible, figures that weren't part of the crowd. They stood still while everyone else moved. Not police, not civilians, just there, watching, in every clip, in every location. Same posture, same unnatural stillness. He checked timestamps, different cities, same time of day, same angle of light. It didn't make sense until he noticed something else. Each time the crowd paused, those figures seemed closer. The next protest wasn't announced. It didn't need to be. It happened simultaneously across multiple cities, New York, London, Berlin. Same signs, same silence between chants. Elias didn't travel this time. He stayed in his apartment watching live streams from different countries, and that's when the pattern revealed itself. The protests weren't spreading geographically, they were aligning. Every march, every pause, every chant, it all followed a rhythm, a signal. Not political, not human. Something else was using the movement as a medium, as a message, and the message wasn't meant for governments. It was meant for us. Then came the broadcast interruption. For exactly 47 seconds, multiple news channels across the US and Europe cut to static. No explanation, no emergency alert, just static and faint shapes moving within it. Elias recorded it, slowed it down, enhanced the audio, and what he heard made him stop breathing. A voice, not speaking, but layering over itself, whispered, "No kings, only witnesses." The next day, the protests stopped. Completely. No gatherings, no signs, no online discussions. It was as if the movement had never existed. But Elias knew better, because when he checked his footage one last time, he realized something terrifying. The crowd had been getting smaller. Not because people were leaving, but because something had been taking them, and no one remembered who was missing.